No, yes, I don't want to do that. I don't want to learn more. I don't want to learn more. Hey guys, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains. This whole live thing, I'm just too old. I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyways, hello, happy Friday. Happy day after Thanksgiving. My voice is, if you're in the US. If you're somewhere else, then either you don't celebrate Thanksgiving or you had it back in October. But anyways, happy Friday. It's kind of the kickoff to the holidays. So I was downstairs and I was doing my thing. I'm just like, where's my camera? There's my camera. And I was decorating for Christmas. Hello. I know. So I apologize with this live thing. Like I set it up and it was a notification, but then I don't know if it's over there, if I'm over here. I don't know where I am, except I'm right here. So if you're here with me, you're in the right place. I'll figure this out. So I'm downstairs and I was putting up Christmas decorations and I was like, oh, la, la. And I was like, oh, I have to be doing a live in like 20 minutes. And I had no makeup on. I have my Christmas shirt on here. I'll show you guys. It's the Fold the Cheese massive Schitt's Creek fan. Yeah, it's like, you know what? All I know is I was supposed to be here at 5 o'clock and I'm here. That's all I care about. So I'm downstairs, I'm doing my thing and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be going live. Anyways, so I'm here. I wanted to show you guys what blankets we finished and how far we've come on the progress. Mom and I are cranking them out. My voice is almost back to normal, but I do have a little bit of a 7-Up Zero just to make sure that doesn't get too dried out. So excuse me for this momentary break. I usually drink water, but that's what we had. So Mumsy and I have this rhythm for Project Welcome Home. I sew the squares together and I can usually get a blanket together in about 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that. All the squares together. Then I give it over to her and then she does the borders. She's doing, and they're coming out so beautiful. So I wanted to show you the before and the after. Now, I mean, the before, right? Okay, the before looks like this. Or it looks like this. If we're going to get like totally back to basics, it looks like this and this, right? Goes from this. You guys are amazing. You send me these. I do this. All right. So I sew them together and I love this one. And these all came together and then I just sewed them together and sent them over to Mumsy. So I bring her like 4 or 5 at a time. I see her about once or twice a week, bring her 4 or 5, and then she brings them over to me. We've got a bag that's from a place called Polly Pies, which is, I think, a pie shop restaurant up in, Hi, Maria. Yes. Hello. I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. Those of you that celebrate, if you're in Canada, obviously you did it back in October. And if you're somewhere else, then you don't. And that's okay. I'm going to get back to that one in a second. But anyway, we have this big bag that carries pies, but instead of carrying pies, we transport these blankets. So this is the one I just finished for her. And then she comes along and she adds on the borders and she does her thing. She blocks it. She stretches it. She does everything. So we have this perfect system going on, but I love this one. Some of them are turning out really like flamboyant and colorful. And all, you're killing me. She's still fat and sassy. Hello. We all get a little fat after Thanksgiving, don't we? I mean, that kind of like kicks off the whole fat season till New Year's. And then we diet and we go through the whole thing again. Anyways, but this one, I loved it because of the simplicity, right? Hello. I love this because of simplicity. So if you made this square, I don't have it in front of me, just chat in and say, this one's yours. These squares came in together. So I just did them, but I love the simplicity. The Brit loved this one. Of course I had the yarn. It's a little bit of a sage. I'm never going to forget the color sage, thanks to you guys. This one, so I just go across and I sew them together, doing the stitch. This takes me about 5 or 6 hours to sew all these squares together. These are 42 squares. I sent it off to Mumsy, who lives about 6 miles away from me. So it's really lovely. And then she sends them back and they look like, oh my God. Okay, let me give you, I'm going to show you all of these, but let me show you this one. She brings them back and they look like this. What? Look at this with the border. Aren't these beautiful? Now, okay, I apologize. I forget who sent these to me, but she was so specific. She sent them, and she even took a picture and did a Xerox and printed it out as to how she wanted these to be laid out. And I hope you're pleased, but we did this exactly the way that you asked. And I love them. And then so what Mumsy does is she comes in, I sewed it together. Hello, my friends. I sew together all of the stitch there in the center. And then Mumsy goes along and adds the border and then adds the little picot stitch. That's her little signature zhuzh to the blanket. So this is how they're coming out. Isn't this gorgeous? I love it. And this, she can do, I remember, this one wasn't very long ago. She can do this while she's sitting and watching TV. I sew them together while I'm watching TV. And then she does the border. So it actually worked out really, really well. So we're going to start out, for those of you just joining on, they start out like this. You guys send them to us like this. I do this to them. And then Mumsy, so this one's going to Mumsy. And then she makes this gorgeous, Nancy. Hello, Nancy. She makes this gorgeous one. And everybody, we all love this one. The simplicity, sometimes it's just the simplicity that just really makes it. So if you guys see over there in the corner, all of those, they're all blankets from the, y'all are just saying hi to each other. Hi. I love that. I love that you guys all know each other. It's sort of like a Friday happy hour. But over those in the corner, those are all the blankets that we've got finished so far. But we're going to have the either very close to 40 or over 40 by the time it's all done. So this was one of the new ones. Loved this. If you sent these in, like comment below or just say, like that was mine, because these are beautiful. So this one's done. Here's another one that Mumsy finished. So same process. I do the middle. She does. And this one I did the granny square, the double crochet through the middle. If they're a little on the smaller side, maybe the square's a little bit small, then I'll do this, right? Oh, you guys are so sweet. Wait till you guys have to hang in there, because wait till I tell you the big news. The big news. I'm going to give it to you after I show you all these beautiful granny squares. So you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so in love with this project. Then I'll give you the big news. So this one here, we finished. I pick the base color here, and then I do what I do. And then I send the blanket onto her with the base color. So this one came out. Isn't this gorgeous? Loved this. Loved this. See, I'm still here. So this one's done. And then she adds her beautiful little signature picot stitch. It's like Mumsy's little thing. Alrighty. So this one's done. I know, I love the colors on this one too, right? We had to add in a few, but even when we add in a few from other people, it just, I don't know, it just makes it, they're all turning out so pretty. They're all going together so pretty. It's just killing me how these are just coming to fruition. This is something I had in my mind. I woke up about it. And I woke up the Brit and I was like, hey, I got this idea. And now if I wake up and I say, hey, I got this idea, he's like, shut up, go back to sleep. Because the last time I had this idea, it turned into this. Okay, so this is another one that she did. I did the centerpiece. Yes, I centered them together. So it goes kind of this way. So some of these are like some simple but beautiful. And I know. He's like, just go back to sleep. Don't wake up with that kind of stuff anymore. But actually, I have to tell you guys, wait till you hear the big news, because you'll die. So anyways, this was another one. And the picot stitch, whoever just said that, yeah, it absolutely makes it. And what it does is it draws the whole blanket in together. So it gives it that structure. And then she'll kind of do like a steam iron thing to it too, just to kind of give it. But they're just turning out. It's such a cool project. And it's really cool that I get to do this with my mom, Yeah, I know. I can't pick a favorite either. And here's what I hope, okay? Because I know these people and I told you some stories about them. Some of them are characters. Most of them are very gracious and very sweet and very loving. But as you know, when we get older, we have this kind of like this sense of entitlement. Like, I'm going to give you my opinion, whether you want it or not. And that's what these people are like. So here's what I see. I see us giving out the blankets. We're going to wrap them all in cellophane wrappers with big bows. I have green, red, and gold bows. And probably the gold, yeah, Leanda, you said you go by Jess. Is that right? Tell me if it is or not, Leanda. You work with seniors. I believe you said last week. Here's what I think is going to happen. They're going to look at each other's blankets and they're going to start fighting over, I want that one. I want yours. I want mine. I'm gonna be like, okay, y'all, right? Yeah, okay. Yes, Jess, right? They're gonna be fighting over it. I do not want a bum fight situation here. I do not want these old people to be fighting each other for blankets. I want them all to accept these with graciousness and love and be like, this is so sweet. And for the most part, I think that's going to be the case. I know. I know. And if it does happen, we're going to get it on video. I promise you. Okay. So this is another one that Mumsy did. We did together, obviously. And this was cool because, okay, so some of these you guys sent me the whole package. Like here's, 42 squares and I put them together. Some of them we don't get the full 42 or maybe they're different sizes. So we're doing a little bit mix and match. So a lot of these are coming in mix and match, but look at how beautiful this one is, right? This was a mix and match. Look at how beautiful. So like this one here, and then I added a variegated yarn to this one, which drew in all the colors. These came in from, I believe, 2 or 3 different people, I think. There's one that I just gave to Mumsy, and it is on fire. It is hot pink. It's got flowers. It's got glitter. It is all the things. As Yarn the One Addict says, it's all the things. That baby is just on fire. And I brought it to Mom and she's like, I don't usually like color, but I love this one. I was like, yeah, me too. Me too. And I did it with a royal blue border. So she's working on that one right now. So you guys will see that next week. But yeah, this one has a little bit of sparkles. I noticed here. So it's got like some of the purple right here. That's some of the sparkle glitter. Did you guys know that you were so amazing and so creative? I mean, maybe you had an idea, but did you really know that your little granny squares that you send in that maybe you're doing, when you're watching TV or reading a book or whatever, are turning into these gorgeous, magnificent creatures? Here's another one that I was like, okay, I get this. The squares were smaller, so I took the whole project and I put them on. I think whoever sent these in, the squares were, I think she's on like an odd number, like 43 or 51 or something like that. So I might have 1 or 2 extra squares. And I was working on this one last week, if you recall. So I sewed these together, right, with just a light blue border. Look at how beautiful this came together. Isn't that amazing? Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I love this one. So some of them are going to be kind of loose and airy. And then some of them are going to be a little bit denser, like this one. And then, like I said, we just did the light blue because the white is more of an ecru. Yeah, exactly. It's like white flowers, the ecru. And then the blue was more of like a heathered blue. So I couldn't exactly match either one of those. So I just was like, light blue will be a nice contrast to both of those. So this turned out to be one of our favorites, even though I was like, it's probably not something I would naturally gravitate towards, but see it all together, it's lovely. So those were done. Here, I have to show you this one. This was a real interesting collaboration. So these squares were sent in recently, and I loved them. Loved all the colors. I was like, yes, I totally get these. And I chose just a very neutral so that it would really highlight the colors here. A while back, I believe they came in from maybe a Rebecca. It might have been a Rebecca. She sent in these little squares. And I was like, they're so cute. What am I going to do with those squares? And when I got these, I'm like, wait, check this out. Now, this has been a little bit of a labor of love because I have to sew each one individually. So this one's not done yet. And I may or may not give it to Mumsy to finish the ends. I might just do it myself. But check this out. I love how this is turning out. So we got the colors. And then we added those beautiful in the middle. Isn't that cool? I was like, OMG. Oh my goodness. Because that's what I say. It just came to me. So I tried to match up the colors with, like, here we did a lot of the browns and the grays, so I brought those in together. And then I've got it's not done yet, but, and then here we did a lot of the blues or the lavenders and the blues. And so it's like it just was supposed to work together. Isn't it cool though? I love that just band of pop of color of the little tiny granny squares in the middle. So because this one's a little bit of a labor of love, there's a lot of, yes, it definitely has a retro vibe. That's exactly how I felt when I was doing this. But because I got to go in and do each one of these individually, it's taken a little bit more time. So I'm still working on this one, but I had to show it to you because I was like, it's so cool. And when it's all done, maybe I'll give it to Mumsy to do her little zhuzh to it. So that's what we've got right now. And I've got a bunch downstairs that I'm working on. Let me take my drink here. So last week, after the live, the Brit took me out and I had no voice. My voice is getting much better. I had this respiratory thing. It's not RSV. It's not COVID. Can't infect any of you guys. Well, this goes with that. But I just had this thing. Now, luckily, I'm pretty healthy. So I got sick like last Tuesday. And I've been doing pretty, except for a little bit of the voicing, I'm actually doing pretty good. So we go out for dinner last week. And we're seeing this cute little local pizza place, and we're talking. And I told the Brit, okay, so what am I going to do next year? What's going to be my charity next year? And I said, I was thinking about doing little amigurumis. I mentioned that last week in the channel, and I'd give you guys the pattern, and I send in the square, the cards, and you guys do it in your own community. And he's like, yeah, you're not going to get the same kind of response. You're not going to get the same camaraderie. And I went, really? He goes, why aren't we continuing with Project Welcome Home? And I was like, well, because I was just going to do it for a year. And it's a lot of work that Mom and I are putting into it. And it's a lot of work and time and money that you guys are putting into it. Because I see the shipping costs that you guys spend when you ship them to me. I get it. It's expensive. And he's like, yeah, but, if they're doing it. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm getting new subscribers. So here's the plan. Here's the big news. And this came from the Brit. You can thank him. We're going to continue with Project Welcome Home into 2025. Yes, thank you very much. It is worth it. Apparently, you guys think it is worth it because you keep sending them in. As a result, we're going to continue with Project Welcome Home in 2025. We're just going to continue with it. So if you want to contribute, feel free. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, let's get an applause. If I can do like a crowd applause, because when he said it, I was like, yes, what a great idea. So we're going to continue with 2025. I have said, and that we received 3 more boxes of squares, which we did the video. The Brit is rendering it, and you'll see those coming in like in the next couple days or so. You'll see all those squares. Gorgeous. They're over here in a box, which I'm putting together. If you send in any squares in the month of December, thank you very much. That I got the applause. I cannot guarantee that those squares that are sent in after December 1st will get into this year's project, but they will get into the project for next year. Now, where I am giving these blankets is a place called Ridgeview Healthcare, and it's the assisted living facility. And it's a small section of a much bigger place. So in addition to the assisted living, there is an independent living where you can move in when you're like 55 plus. And that place is called Glenview, the Glen. And those people are 55 plus. They have their own, they have homes, and then they also have condos if they don't want to have the upkeep of a home. They have a community center, but they also have like a dining room. They have a lot of community events. And here's a kicker. They have a craft club, which is mostly knitters and crocheters. And when I talked to my friend, who is the director of services over at Ridgeview, where I'm giving these blankets to, she said, you know what, if you guys come up a little bit short, we're looking for like 34 blankets, but if you come up a little bit short, the ladies over at the Glen donate, they're making blankets or crocheting, and then we'll make up the difference. I was like, okay. So I thought, well, wait a minute. If I approach these ladies and say, hey, here's the deal. I'm going to bring you the squares. I'm going to give you the yarn. All you got to do is help me. I'm not going to just give it up, but I just need help sewing the squares together. And all you have to do is sew them together, and then we'll take them from here, and then we'll give them. And if they know this is where they're going. They're going over to Ridgeview, which is just down the hill, and all they have to do is sew them together. I think we might have a winning solution. So we are going to enlist the help of other seniors who are a little bit more. Thank you. Actually, you know what? I would love to take credit for this idea, but it was not mine. No. I take it back. I take it back. It was my idea. It was my idea. It was the Brits' idea to continue on with 2025. And I'm like, dude, I love this project so much, but I want to do something more than just crochet granny squares together for the rest of my life. I do. So it occurred to me that these ladies over at the Glen might want to help out. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to present it to them and say, here's what we've done. And when they see the blankets and they see the response that we got and the squares that are coming in, you're so sweet. Then I think that's a win-win situation. And I mentioned it to Mumsy and she thought that was a brilliant idea. So that's what we are doing. We're going to continue on. So if you guys still want to do granny squares, or we get new subscribers, I'm hoping we get new people coming in, or you can tell people, hey, you know what? Like there's this chick over on Facebook, or YouTube. She's kind of kooky, but she's kind of fun. And she's collecting granny squares, mail them into her. That would be great. We'll continue taking them and then we'll continue putting them on. And so we can continue giving them to this assisted living facility and or others. And I got this beautiful email from Deborah today or yesterday, I guess it was, who said, hey, I just watched your last video and, thank you so much for putting this out there and for thinking about this population, which all of you keep saying, which is just mind blowing. And, she says, what if this became like a nationwide thing? And I was like, but then I was like, who knows? It could be, Yeah, exactly. I mean, if a little, if somebody just has to sew them together, that doesn't take long. And they feel like they're all a part of it. Like we're all a part of this project to help these people. And yeah, like I said, I mean, like I make knitters for knockers and I make hats for, the NICU babies, but everybody and cancer patients and all that stuff, we all do that. But, not a lot of people do the seniors thing, at least not that I've seen. And they were the ones that really touched my heart. And apparently it really touches you guys as well. Yeah, the elderly are really forgotten, and I go there, I see them twice a week. And I ask them, like, when do you see your family? And they're like, once a month or Christmas or Thanksgiving or, and I'm like, really? I see you twice a week and I miss you when I'm not there. So, and the thing is these ladies and gents, specifically the ladies, they used to crochet and knit, but now they can't because they have arthritis or they're in walkers, they have dementia, whatever. So if there's anyone that's really going to appreciate the art and the time and the effort and the work that goes into making these blankets, it's these people. It is these people. And they're going to continue wearing them. A NICU baby, hopefully, is going to grow out of a NICU blanket. A cancer patient is going to beat cancer, and maybe they're going to grow out of or survive their hat. But these seniors are going to use these dang blankets all the dang time. And they're going to think about it, and it's going to mean something to them. Anyways, so that's what I just wanted to tell you guys. So the project is just cooking along. Thank you, Nancy. Hugs and love. Yeah, and the cards that you guys send in, I put them right with the blanket. So the people are going to get, and some people just send in blank cards, which is great because I'll just take the sentiment and write it in the card. So every one of them is going to get a blanket and they're going to get a card. And they also have the aides, like the workers there who are going to be with them and help them open up the blanket and the card. And they'll be able to read it and see the blanket and feel it and then just go, wow, this person doesn't even know me. And they did this like really amazing, beautiful blanket for me. I think it's just going to be awesome. So I might continue to try to do the lives at least through this project. I can't guarantee I'm going to do them, every week because I may not have a whole bunch of things to talk about in the lives. But so I'll just chat about a few more other things. If you didn't catch it, I got to be the guest. She called me the celebrity designer, and I was like, "What? Who are you talking about?" Whatever. Okay, Nancy. Okay, hold that thought. Nancy says the granny joint that you're doing. Do you have a tutorial for it? Yes, I do. I I have it. Hold the phone. Stay right there. Okay. Jess. Oh my God, you guys saw it? You saw the wheat crochet? Yeah. Was that, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And they sent me this yarn and she said, you know, just hold it and check it out. Well, would you believe it flippin' arrived 4 hours after the live. So I'm doing an actual other video, and the Brit's working on it, an unboxing where you can see the yarn, the squish, the lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you. She says I did great. Thank you. I was just being me, doing the live thing and trying to I knew what they sent me because I saw the packing slip was sent to me, so I kind of got an idea. So I was able to look it up and kind of get an idea, but I was able to feel it and squish it. I don't know where I put it. Oh, hang on. I got it somewhere. Hold the phone. I put it in here. I'll show you guys quickly because I mean you guys have all the time in the world, right? Don't we all? Yeah, they got all these brand new yarns with wheat crochet, and they just sent me a few. They're so pretty. So you're gonna see these on my channel. I'm gonna be making something. This is called Sandscapes. It's a fingerling weight, and it's virgin wool. Superwash merino, superwash virgin wool, so you can actually like wash it and do stuff with it. And this one is superwash merino with some silk and some polyamide. Oh, they're gorgeous, you guys. They're absolutely gorgeous. Then they sent me these guys, which I loved because they're all about recycle, reuse. It's a recycled cotton with 5% other fiber. I don't know what other fiber is. I know, friends. They sent me these. Well, they sent me these because they know I'm going to like talk to you guys about them. This one's a little bit more of a nubby. So it's not like as soft as these guys, but it's cool. It reminds me of the Lions brand. They had the linen yarn I had a while back. It's a little bit, it kind of feels like a linen and like a natural cotton, if you will, right? This one here is called Sandscape. So I got some Sandscapes. I love this one. I'm going to make a shawl with this, but notice how like the nubs. I love the nubs. Look, it reminds me of a friendlier, tamer Noro. You get me? You know what I mean? Like, I love the nubs. Yes. Isn't this beautiful? This is called Sandscapes. It's a fingerling weight from Wheat Crochet. So they sent me this color. This is called Oasis, I think. I think it's called Oasis. This one I think is called Crater. I'm making something for the Brit on this one. It looks purple, but it's actually blues and it's more like grays and dark grays. This one is uber soft. It's called Psychedelica. And this is a fingerling weight. And this has some silk and some viscose and polyamide. This is a sock yarn, but as I've always said, I ain't putting this on my stinky shoes. I love this one. This one's called Illuminate. This one here is a recycled cotton. This one is called Farmer's Market. I love the green on this one. This one is called Thrift Shop. Love it. Kind of a celery sort of a color. Really pretty. Then they sent me, this one is called Rain Barrel. Totally has that look to it, right? So I got these three. I'm going to do something with these three. But y'all will see this on the channel as well. And then they sent me this other one called Visions. I think that was the other one that won Visions. These are all Sandscapes, right? Yeah. And this Visions, this one was called, I know they really did. They hooked me up. But okay, y'all, they hooked me up. But let me tell you, the yarn that you see me show on the channel, like these guys and stuff, I buy that. So, and they know that I love their yarns. And I do. If I don't love something, I'm not going to talk about it. You know, my mother always said, if you can't say something nice about somebody, do I recommend Hawthorne? I don't know. I don't know much about Hawthorne, but I tell you what I will do, Maria. I will look into it. Maybe I will get a scan or two. I don't think I have any. And I will check it out and I will let you know. But if I don't like something, I'm going to tell you. Hey, Kaylin, hey, good to see you. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you that I don't like it. And if somebody sends me something for free and says, hey, try this out, I will. I'm like, if I like it, I'll say I like it. and I'll say that you sent me this for free. And if I don't like it, I'll say that too. So anyways, but We Crochet is consistently across the board affordable, especially with their sales. Y'all, I got these guys, upcycled alpaca blend, $2 a skein. $2 a skein. And this is a sports weight. Oh, okay. Now, Jess, I love Arcade Fires. Love them. And yes, I have tried them. As a matter of fact, I've got 2 balls. I'll show you. I love, so this is an Arcade. These are both Arcade Fibers. I loved these guys. Let me tell you, you know who else loves these guys? One, the Yarn Addict, loves Arcane Fibers. I reached out to the owner and I was like, hey, you know what? You got 2 YouTubers here. I'm not going to call myself an influencer, but whatever. You got 2 YouTubers here who love your yarn. Let us do, yes, I go, let us do with Juan and I, let's do a threesome. Let's do a video where we interview you. We talk about your dyeing process because he does all the stuff on YouTube. You can watch his dyeing process. And then maybe we'll buy some yarns. So put it out there. I talked to Juan. I emailed him and he got back and he's like, yeah, let's do it. But we just got to get Arcane Fibers on board to agree to it. And then Juan, the Yarn Addict, and I are going to be doing some stuff together. Yes, I know. Tyler, who is the designer, he is truly a genius. If you guys don't know about Arcane Fibers, they're out of Canada. I think it's arcanefibers.com. I don't have the off the top of my head, but I have done some videos on them. I have done some unboxings, and I love them. He has these gorgeous pictures that he puts up where I think he gets inspiration. And then he makes these amazing yarns out of them. I'm looking for what I just had. What did I just have? It's incredible. And he actually gets the colors. He absolutely gets, okay, so this one here, let me see if I can see, I told you it's arcane. This one was called Lunar Lilies. Yes, and he does do it in 4 different weights. This is a fingerling. I think he also does it in a sport, worsted, maybe those 3. I don't know. Maybe there's a bulky fingerling, DK, worsted, and chunky. Woo, somebody knows her business with these guys. Yeah. So this was called Lunar Lily. And it was like these electric colored lilies. They're gorgeous. And then the other one that I got was this one. And it was called Fluorescent. Arcane Fibers Fluorescent. Yeah. Now these guys are the bomb. The bomb. So, and you know what? I don't have any with me right here, but next week I'll do another live and I'll talk more about the shawls and the blankets. There's another independent dyer that I have absolutely, Jess. Okay, you are really naughty. She just put it out there, and I have to check it out. She said that they are running a sale, 20% off on Arcane Fibers on their yarns, because everyone's doing Black Friday sales. I was getting Black Friday emails today, y'all, and I was sharing them on the community page. Yarn Inspirations was doing a big sale with free shipping, and what else? Yarn Inspirations, is like Red Heart and Burnett's and all the stuff, all the things. Okay, so Nancy says, don't tell the Brit. So I've made an agreement with the Brit, and you guys will find out about this on the channel. In 2025, I'm setting up a challenge for myself. Jess, you do need to be on the market. She's like, I just need to be on the marketing team. I set up a challenge for myself in 2025 that I'm going to just use the yarns that I have in my stash. I know, like, the thunder just happened outside, right? The Brit goes, really? And I go, okay, unless there's like something crazy and special. But yeah, I'm really going to try to use the yarn that's in my stash. Let me see if I can show you guys. So see, like this, like that's just like this is all like one thing that has yarns. And I have got, yeah, I got so much yarn, y'all. I got so much yarn. Somebody out, see this thing back here? This is a coat rack. It was originally designed to hold all of my craft bags. But lo and behold, if you notice some of the bags happen to be a little bulgy, it's because there's yarn in those bags. So starting in 2025, I am going to, somebody said, I want to know what's in the back of those yarn bags. And I was like, or in those yarn bags. I'm like, so in 2025, y'all, I am going to dissect this podium. I'm going to go through each one of the bags. I'm going to do it on video. If they're just a craft bag, I'm either going to condense it, give it away, keep it, whatever. And I'm going to go through those bags because I think that I'm either going to find some really cool old whips in there or Al Capone. I'm not sure, but something is going to pop up out of those bags. So that's where I'm going to start. But my goal, my challenge is to not buy any yarns in 2025 and just see how far I can get. There's a woman on Instagram. Okay, let me just say, can I just say how fun these lives are? I just chat and chat and chat. I lost my seat. Hold on, here it is. I put this pillow under my butt so that I can be a little bit higher. That's better. So I can see a little bit higher. And then when I got up, it flew out. There is an Instagrammer that I love. She is from Scotland and it's called Crochet in the Glen. If you haven't seen her, check her out. She's got great crochet, a lot of colors and whatever. Her husband, his name is Sean, cracks me up. He is her model and he will put on like the hats and the scarves and the sweaters. Have I ever seen Yarn Geeks Yarn and Her Mother? It's a lot. No. I would love to know that somebody has more yarn than me. Oh, you guys are throwing out a bunch of stuff. Thriss in Stitches. I've heard about her. And I have heard about Thriss in Stitches and her yarns. Somebody I know, it might have been Juan that bought, yes, Juan had bought some of Thriss in Stitches yarns. Yeah, there's some gorgeous dyers out there, independent dyers. Oh, my friend Jess, I don't know that you have, because you've only seen about 1/10 of my stash here. I've got another room down the hall and I have a whole closet behind me. That closet. Oh, hope it made you dizzy. Full of yarn. Hold on. Hello?
You still?
Yes, say hi.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I thought you were done.
Almost. Not quite.
Back. Dinner's on the way.
So. Okay. Isn't that great? You got a husband who he's like making dinner and doing the thing while I'm doing the thing. That's the Brit. Yeah, he's amazing. Anyways, so she says, hey. So we're going to go through this. We're going to go through that. We're going to try to break the scrap barrier while in 2025. That is one of the goals. One of the goals is going to break the scrap barrier in 2025. We're going to continue on with Project Welcome Home in 2025. Super, super excited. He's a good dude. He's a good guy. My first one he was a nice guy. He gave me my son. But this guy, he was a 2.0 model. I don't think I ever told you all. I'll tell you. He was my son's Boy Scout leader. That's how we met. Like when my son was 5. He was married with kids and stuff at the time. And then we just lost touch and we connected again when my son was in 5th grade and hello, things changed, Now somebody said, Nancy says, I put 190 square foot yarn studio in my backyard. Good for you. 190 square feet. That doesn't sound like much. All right. So we're going to be working through scrap yarns, people, in 2025. This was my son's room. And then when he moved out, we took this room over, changed the paint, brought it in. So he came down like a week later and he's like, ooh, I guess I'm not moving back. I was like, yeah, I guess you're not. So, but we have a room down the hall. Trust me, he can come back anytime he wants to. All right. So that's all. You guys, you know what? Go have dinner. Go be with your loved ones, whatever. I didn't want to take up all your time. I only want to show you the blankets, but these lives are kind of fun. I could be cajoled to do more. I mean, I'm doing them through the end of December, but they're kind of fun, but I just ramble. Like it's not hard to get me to talk. All right. So that's it for now. We're going to keep working on the blankets. Going to show you guys more. One little thing I want to show you. If you've heard about this, these guys, oh my gosh. I got a bunch of these. If you haven't heard about Red Heart's Flower Power, It's that all-in-one granny square, but instead of a granny square, it's a flower. Have you seen these things? I was like, all right, you know what? I sucked at it last year. I didn't like them. I couldn't get the granny square right. Some of y'all have done them because I know you sent them to be the granny squares. So some of y'all are like way better than me. But I was like, all right, I'm going to give these guys a try. And because I do not like to be beaten down. And these were some of them that I got. Y'all, it worked. It was amazing. I love so much so. Your Inspirations is having a big sale, free shipping. I don't think this yarn's on sale anymore. It was at one time. But I ordered more, so I got every color. But I am making all these squares, and I have to work on the board on this one because I was doing it fast, and I was. But this was my first try. I'd have to like take it out, change the gauge. I'd have to change my hook. I'd have to do anything. It was first time out of the chute, and I was like, okay, I'm sold. Sold. So you will see the actual video that Britt's working on right now with me working on those. But let me tell you, you'll hear more about this yarn. Y'all, this is the bomb. Some people are like, takes all the creativity out of it. I don't care. They're super cute. I'm making picnic blankets for the Brit and I, and then one for my son and his girlfriend. I'm going to give it to him for Valentine's Day. That's what we're doing. But all right, enough of that silly stuff, you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Happy Friday. I'm heading out tomorrow. I'm going to a pug cafe. It's all about pugs. And you go there for an hour, and this lady that owns this cafe has 20 pugs. Now, I don't know if they're all hers. I hope to God they're not, because I'm like, wow, lady, like, what's going on inside the brain to have 20 anything around you? Anyways, but I'm hoping to volunteer there so that I can help walk the pugs. Because, I lost my baby girl Molly a year ago, Thanksgiving. And I miss having a dog a lot. And she was a pug. So maybe I can volunteer and get my pug fix out of it. And then, the national championships yesterday was awarded to a pug. First time in like 2 decades. Vince or Vinny? Vint was his name? Something like that. Vince, maybe. Anyways. All right, you guys. That's it. I promise. We're leaving. We're out of here. I've gone on for 42 minutes, way longer than I intended to. Only about a half hour. You'll see me all next week, and I'll see you next Friday right here at 5 o'clock doing a 5 o'clock live showing more granny squares, and apparently I just ramble, more rambling. That'll be good too. All right, y'all have a great, wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon.